Hi, my name is Rachel Garcia, and I know someone shared this video with you, and I'm going to do my best to give you enough information in the next few minutes that you can make an educated decision about whether or not you're interested in learning a little bit more. So I first found out about this company back in 2008. At the time, I was extremely busy. I was working full-time as a physician assistant. I was board certified to practice medicine back in 2001, and in 2008, I was in the depths of my career. I would start seeing patients at 7 a.m. I wouldn't finish until about 7 p.m. at night. I had 2 little babies at home, and my husband and I had started 2 businesses in addition to each of our full-time careers that year. So I was very busy when I was asked to take a look at this, but there was something about it that caught my eye. You see, my sister had a son that was the same age as my son who was diagnosed with severe autism that year in 2008. And even as a PA, I didn't really know about a lot about autism. I didn't understand what it was or how he got it. I didn't know if it was genetics or vaccinations. And so I began to do a lot of research. And I've learned over the years that people, when they're given a diagnosis that is just maybe not a good one, there's 2 groups of people, right? There's one group that says, I'm in, tell me what to do, doctor. And then there's another group that says, maybe I'm going to go do some research on my own. Well, I have a master's degree in clinical medical sciences. It's the education that I had to get to become a physician assistant, to be able to practice medicine, see patients, write prescriptions, so on and so forth. And so when we were given this diagnosis, I immediately began to do an extensive amount of research. And I found that 1 in 37 boys are diagnosed with autism. And the doctor told my sister that he would never speak, that he would never have more than the mind of a 3-year-old. And I just had a lot of questions about that. So as I began to do my research, I began to understand the extreme importance of what we're putting into our bodies. Study after study after study showed me that the nutrition that we are or are not getting into our body through our food and through what we're consuming has a very negative or positive impact on your body, depending on whether or not you're getting that nutrition. Well, that was interesting to me because I went to medical school and I wasn't taught anything about the importance of nutrition being a part of how our bodies work. I was taught to put people on pharmacological medications if something's not working right, if they have a specific disease. So this was all new to me, and I became extremely emphatic. I became convinced that what we put into our bodies really matters. And so we started an organic garden, and anybody who's ever done that or has tried to buy organic, and maybe you've gone the juicing route, knows that if you don't quickly consume those vegetables that are organic, they go bad. And so it was just an extremely expensive process. I was trying my best to do it. Those of you up in the north know that 4 to 6 months out of the year, your vegetable gardens are under the snow. And so this is really not a viable option for you for getting good nutrition into your body. So I began to do more research, and I learned that even if you're doing the best that you can, my mom has an organic farm in North Carolina, but the farm next to hers is not organic. And so the pesticides, the herbicides, the fungicides getting on our food, the studies, the agricultural studies that have been published showing that even the food we're growing now doesn't have the nutrition content that the food our grandparents were growing had. And you've probably heard this, but it's been published multiple times. You have to eat multiple bushels of spinach to get the same nutrition your grandparents used to get from one, 8 oranges to get the same nutrition they used to get from one. And so we're just not getting enough nutrition through the food, even if you're a clean, healthy, plant-based eating person. Okay, so I began to go, okay, I need to be supplementing then, because even when I'm doing my best, I'm not getting it in. So now that research begins, and most people don't have the time, or it's not their background to do research. So they're going to the health food store, they're asking the 18-year-old behind the counter who makes minimum wage, what's the best vitamin C? What's the best for my kids' allergies? And I would just encourage you, don't do that. You do need to do your research, but it can be confusing. I know I was confused. I would go to the health food store and I would do my research and I'd buy the best of the best. And then 3 weeks later, a new study would come out. I'm like, oh my gosh, let's start over again and get a different kind of calcium. So calcium and omega-3s and vitamins for me and my husband and vitamins for my kids. And it was overwhelming, but I knew it was a necessity because of my working in medicine and seeing people getting sicker and sicker and beginning to understand that prescriptions were just Band-Aids, not answers to the problem, just a Band-Aid. And so this was why I was doing this for my family. I wasn't seeing any results, nor did I really expect any results. And so when my brother actually called me and asked me to take a look at this company, I at first said, absolutely not. I have no time for that. I told you I was busy. I worked 12-hour days seeing patients. I was in the OR half the week cutting cancers out of people. The days I wasn't in the OR, I saw at least 50 patients a day. I had just opened a skincare retail store. My husband had just started his own business. And again, we had 2 babies. And every day someone came in saying, hey, will you look at this? Hey, will you check this out? I just wasn't interested. But he said, I'm not getting off the phone until you agree to take a look at this. And so I agreed to take a look, thinking that I would very quickly say, no, this is not for me. But I have to tell you, all that research that I'd done for my nephew, Bo, and all of the things that I just walked you through were answered very simply by this company and their philosophy of cleanse, balance, build. I knew that they were speaking truth. Immediately, I knew that they were speaking truth. A truth that I hadn't heard anybody else speaking so simply. Cleanse, balance, build. It's actually a centuries-old philosophy. And the company started after over 30 years of this philosophy being used in a clinical practice. And the results were so fabulous that the decision was, we've got to get this out to the public. People shouldn't have to wait to get into a clinician's office to get this message, to get their bodies working the way they're meant to work. So when I heard it, that it was such a succinct message, I was in. It's based on Genesis 1:29. It's the oldest book of wisdom. And I said, I'm in. Give me everything this company has. And within a couple of weeks, we began to see tremendous differences in our household. I used to struggle with horrible insomnia. Within days, that was gone. My husband struggled with severe anger and depression issues. And that was very difficult to deal with. Any of you who know somebody with depression who struggles with that, it's a very real thing. And I did not want him on medications because as a prescribing PA, I knew the side effects. That totally disappeared in about 6 weeks' time. My son used to struggle with severe allergies and severe constipation, both issues resolved within a couple of weeks. At the 3-month mark, I'd lost about 25 pounds. My husband had lost about 20 pounds. We were not trying. We were just adding this cleanse, balance, build system into our regular diets. And then my nephew began speaking. And you guys, my sister had been told her son would never be able to communicate with her. And when he began speaking in full sentences, that was the moment when I knew, as somebody who has spent my life in over 8 years of education to help people, I knew I had to get this message out. So I went to a good friend of mine, pediatrician Dr. Nancy Worthington. She's been in private practice over 40 years. And I said, will you take a look at this and tell me what you think? And she said, this looks phenomenal. And I asked her, will you do a little grassroots study with me? And so over 36 children that were in the practice with her, we put them on the same regimen that Bo was on. And over a 90-day period of time, we saw increased motor skills, better communication, more focus, less behavioral breakdowns, less aggression. And so I have some pictures here of just some of the basics that we saw, but you can see videos and interviews that I've done with her online. It was very grassroots. It wasn't published. I wish now that it was, but it was enough for me to say, okay, I'm done researching. I've got to get this word out to everybody. And so my goal today is to give you just some basic information. This company has a lot of products that kind of hit all different walks of life and different things that we struggle in, but I'm going to try to go through a few products that I call the Core Plus, that the company calls the Core Plus. And let me say, I do not work for the company. I'm just a messenger for the company because I believe people need to know what we have here. And so these products that you see on the screen make up the Core Plus, the Cleanse, Balance, Build system of Pure. There's 3 pillars of health. Cleanse your body of the toxins, balance out your pH and your hormone levels, and build your cells up with good nutrition. So you'll see there's a little tiny green bottle up there on the screen. That's called our Cleanse. The Cleanse cleanses the 7 channels that we eliminate through. We are all consuming toxins every day, herbicides, pesticides, fungicides. We have 7 channels that we eliminate through. We have to get the junk out, you guys. This is not just your intestinal tract. It's your lungs, it's your liver, it's your skin, lymphatic system, kidneys, blood, and intestines. In fact, if you go into the ER and you're in septic shock of some sort, they're going to check all of those organ systems to see which one isn't working the way it's supposed to be working. And some of you may be like, well, I don't have those organ systems working right now at all. Well, we've got to get the junk out before we even put the good stuff in so that your body can start working the way it was made to work. And so this is a little dropper full of liquid. You take it at night before you go to bed. They have it in capsule form too. There's no explosions, I promise. It just gets everything, all the sludge out. It's the detox effect. Now we're gonna start to pour the good stuff in. Our #1 selling product is in this blue bottle. It's called Goyen. Some people call it marriage counselor in a bottle. It's a 5,000-year-old ancient recipe of herbs and superfruits, and it's calming. There's actually a clinical study published on Goyen comparing it to one of the leading antidepressants, and our product showed to be extremely helpful in helping people with their feelings of sadness, helping with anxiety. So if you struggle with rage, anxiety, depression, if you struggle with gout, If you struggle with mood swings, hot flashes, Goyen may be your very best friend. That's our balancing agent. A lot of times people or have rage issues, might be your favorite product. And then we start to build up with everything else you see on the screen. All plant-based, whole raw food nutrition. That daily build vitamin that you see, it is the best liquid vitamin I have ever seen. It is over 23 vitamins and minerals. And if you're a vitamin guru, you're probably mixing and matching a number of vitamins together right now. Well, this has everything that you're mixing and matching in one place. I encourage you, look at the back, look at what we have in it. You're going to be blown away by the level of quality and ingredients that we have in this food vitamin. And just think about it. Your body knows what to do with food. It knows how to absorb it. They have this in a capsule form as well. I'm a bigger fan of the liquid just because your body assimilates and grabs the nutrition out of food liquid much faster. You'll see our Mila up there. That's actually the product that we did in the study with the pediatrician. It is high levels of omega-3s, high amounts of fiber, antioxidants, and phytonutrients. What these ingredients, what these minerals and vitamins and essential fatty acids and omega-3s have been shown to do in our bodies is necessary. We don't make omega-3s. You have to add them in, yet they're essential for the brain to function and develop and grow properly. The brain can't communicate to your neurons and your nerve cells properly if you're not consuming omega-3s daily. Some people think of fish oil. This is 10 times better because it's in plant form. You take 2 tablespoons a day, you can mix it in anything. I just put it in water and drink it down fast at night. But a lot of people will put it in applesauce. We put it in French toast for our boys, muffins. You can mix it in anything, really. Makes you feel full, cleanses out the intestinal tract. If you struggle with focus, if you struggle with clarity, if you struggle with aggression, if you struggle with mood, if you struggle with sleep, a lot of times insomnia is the result of being deficient in omega-3s. This could be your best friend. Our calcium you see up there, you guys, plant-based calcium is just the best. Don't believe that you need your calcium from dairy. It's actually not a good source of calcium at all. We have the best source of calcium on the planet. It's in plant form. It's perfectly combined with magnesium and vitamin D. You'd be shocked at how many people are deficient in magnesium, vitamin D, and calcium. And so if you struggle with migraines, if you struggle with leg cramps, if you struggle with insomnia, if you struggle with bone issues or teeth issues, this could be your favorite product. And then last but not least, I'm going to talk about our sulfur. Our sulfur is a mineral that most of us used to get in our food. Our parents, grandparents, they used to fertilize the food with compost, manure. Now they use chemicals, the farmers do. So we're all deficient, most of us, in this mineral. And you'll know when you're deficient, when you add it to your warm water in the morning, drink it down fast, you'll typically feel the anti-inflammatory benefits pretty quickly if you're deficient. So huge anti-inflammatory agent. If you struggle with pain, asthma, allergies, rheumatoid arthritis, this one might be your favorite. And then I can't forget the energy. I wish they would call this focus. It's a plant form. It's like plant brain food. It's spirulina, wheatgrass, blue-green algae, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, keeps you alkaline and gives you focus for 6 to 8 hours. Okay, so a lot of people start their day with things like coffee or soda, and these are things that make you acidic. There's a great book published called The China Study. It's one of the largest human population studies ever done, showing that people who get sick versus people who don't get sick, what's the difference? Well, there's one group that eats plants, plants, and more plants. And then there's another group that eats a lot of meat, dairy, sugar, soda, coffee, and bread. So how many plants have you consumed in the last 24 hours? And you might say, oh, I'm great, Rachel. Well, good for you. What about your kids? What about your spouse? What about your grandparents? What about your neighbors? This is a really great way to get all that plant-based nutrition in without acidifying your body by pouring all these other things in. Now, I'm not saying go vegan. I'm not saying give up your coffee. I just want you to be aware because you just don't know what you don't know. So the reason I love these products is because I've been involved with the company now for 11 years, and I've seen that after someone consumes these core products, Core Plus products, every day for 28 days, there's some pretty phenomenal changes that happen. And the products don't cure anything. They're not curing you of anything. They're just allowing your body to work the way it was made to work. It's getting rid of the junk, and it's pouring the nutrition and the nutrients and the vitamins and the minerals in that your body needs. And so if we can get your body reset in a 28-day period of time, you guys, what we find is that people typically keep purchasing these products over and over and over again. Maybe not all of these products on the screen. They'll pick 2 or 3 that they love, but let's give your body a jump start for the next couple of 4 weeks and see what happens. We have a detox program for people who say, I drink too much alcohol, I eat too much sugar, I just need a total jump start. I know me. Do you have a meal plan? Do you have meal replacement shakes? We do. We have plant-based meal replacement shakes. We have a whole meal plan for you, a detox program with tremendous results. The success rate here is crazy. We actually have a 100% success rate. And you can see these pictures are people that I actually know who've done the detox multiple times. And we've just seen tremendous changes in people's health from the inside out. A lot of people, when they start a detox, they think, oh, it's a meal plan or a weight loss shake or something like that. No, this is pouring health into your body, healthy nutrition, and so your body can do what it was made to do. You can see the inflammation go away. You can see the toxicity leave people's faces sometimes. This is my husband. You know, you guys, in the picture on the far bottom left, he's 35. And the picture next to it, he's 45. That's a 10-year difference, and he's aging backwards. That is not unusual for us to see when people have been on the Pure system for many, many months and years. So that's the meal plan for the detox guide. And we have a number of people who have tremendous results. Again, it's not just about weight loss. That's just a side effects of cleansing your body from the inside out. I have to mention the skincare line because that's my background. We acquired a skincare line in the summer of 2019 that did over $1 billion in sales about a decade ago. And I have to say, I was very skeptical at first because I used to own a skincare retail store and I sold the best of the best, most expensive skincare lines. I also used to treat people with fractionated lasers. They would pay $3,000 to $5,000 for 3 to 5 sessions, be numbed for an hour, have their face basically burned off, and then they'd be peeling for the next week. And so I've worked with some of the best treatments out there. And when I saw the research and where the research had been done on this product, I was a little bit blown away and very intrigued. And then people started to use it. And when we started to see the lightening, brightening, and tightening effects that our users were getting within sometimes 7 days, but 7 to 28 days with just 4 pumps of this cream on your hand, put it on wet skin, rub it in. Look at these changes in these people's faces. You guys, I was really blown away and became a believer overnight. They have a firming cream that is amazing. They have an acne cream. They have an eye serum. But this night cream, you guys, it's really, really good for all areas of your body, as you can see. And so I would encourage you, if you've ever thought about putting something on your skin to help you look younger on the outside, you guys, this is plant-based. It's amazing. I highly recommend it. So when people get started, they often mix and match. Some people will say, I want the Core Plus and I want that Nerium cream. Some people want our superfruits. I can do entire presentations just on the superfruits. We have 4 wildly harvested organic superfruits that come from the regions where they're grown. Noni, for instance, grown in the volcanic regions of the earth. It's not powdered down and then shipped over here and then rehydrated with all kinds of juices. It's 100% liquefied noni, huge for reflux and bowel issues. The studies published on both noni and mangosteen regarding cancer will blow your mind. Mangosteen is huge for pain, inflammation. Also, again, the studies that have been published showing how it affects cancer and cancer cells. Goji is really big for depression, libido, circulation issues, and then acai is big for hair, nail, and anything like Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. It's got high amounts of omega-3s in it as well. And so, like I said, people will mix and match. We have entire sports teams using our sports lines because of the tremendous results people get when they begin to use our sports line, the pre-workout, the hydration, instead of using these sugarized versions that are out there, the reset and the repair for building your muscles back up after you've broken them down at the gym. If you're looking to gain muscle, people ask all the time, I don't want to lose weight, I want to gain muscle. This is the sports line for you. And so I'll tell you, all Pure is an online store. We are all buying online right now. Don't try to say you're not. There's no more Blockbusters and movie galleries, so I know we're at least buying movies online. This is just online nutrition. It's the best of the best in one location. It's not 50 different kinds of calcium, it's one. You go on and you'll find what you're using already in a better form, higher quality, higher concentrated, better price through Pure. And so that's why I said, I'm in, give me everything they have. I'm not telling anybody, but I want to be involved, or I'm happy to be a user of your products. It just made sense for me. Now that I've started sharing it, people say all the time, well, I use this, or I've heard of this. What makes it different? Well, I'm gonna talk in sense of a few different things here, okay? One, it's for everybody. It's not just for your kids. It's not just for your overweight cousin. It's not just for your grandparents. It's for your dogs. It's for your cats. It's for your mom. It's for your dad. It's for your kids. It's for everybody in the household. 100% of people that you come in contact, at some point or another, they are concerned about something that's happening in their body. And I'm going to tell you that cleanse, balance, build philosophy is the key, in my opinion, to all diseases and infection. Now, I'm going to talk to the business side of things for a moment. I told you earlier, my husband and I had started 2 businesses. We are fans of multiple streams of income. If you're going to look at a business, you want something that people will purchase over and over and over again. You guys, we have a residual income stream here because 85% of people that try our products one time repurchase over and over and over again. And that's where we're really different. To have results like that 85 out of 100 people repurchase. We have a wellness advisory board made up of medical doctors and a pharmacist. 6 of our products are in the physician's desk reference. That's what I used to write prescriptions for 19 years. You guys, this is the real deal. We're not some patch or spray that started last year that's the big hype deal. This is the real deal. From the oldest book of wisdom, everything you need comes from the ground. I know I'm talking fast. Go to purelifechangers.com. Check out the real stories page. Check out you can hear the medical doctors talking about the products and why they recommend them. We have loads of information on this page. We also have a Facebook community. Ask your friend who invited you to add you to this page. It is such a wealth of information. It's not just me talking, it's hundreds and hundreds, it's actually thousands of people now sharing their testimonies on a daily basis. So feel free to ask your friend to add you to that page and check that out. And so I'll just tell you as I wrap up, when somebody's getting ready to get started, I first want to say, well, what are your goals here? You know, are you just coming on board and purchasing products like I did in the beginning because you're trying to get you and your family the best health you possibly can with as little thinking as possible? Then you might want to just come on board for the products. But maybe while you're listening to this, you're thinking, I know somebody who would be interested. So if you're just interested in the products, great. I would encourage you to become a preferred customer. Basically, by giving the company your email address, you get 25% off. That's kind of a no-brainer. And then if you go into their subscription program, anytime you order in the subscription program, you get 20% of that order goes back into a free pile for you to cash in later. So it's like going to your grocery store. If you buy $100 worth of groceries and they said, here, Barbara, here's $20 to use next time you come back. It's brilliant. We would never go to a different grocery store, right? So that's what Pure does for people who order on their subscription program. They call it auto ship. But if you're looking at the business side of it, let me tell you, you can refer and earn a tremendous amount of income by becoming a business owner, and for as little as $25. You set yourself up to refer and earn, and you get all the same discounts and benefits that you would if you just came in with the products. It's really very cool. I also want to make sure that you know that Phil Knight is one of the investors in this company. For those of you who don't know who he is the man who started the largest shoe company in the world. So to have his financial backing, to have been in place for over 11 years, yet less than about 50,000 people in the US even know we exist. We're looking for people who are wanting to share the news about this amazing company with others. We would lock arms. We have a system that works and duplicates very quickly. You don't have to learn the products forwards and backwards. We're just looking for you to invite people to take a look at what we have. We do the rest. And so let me just share with you as I begin to wrap up that if you're looking at you're starting to think about the business, I will tell you guys, I make more than 4 times in a month. I make more than 4 times what I used to make working 12-hour days as a PA. That's an education, a career that I went to school for 8.5 years and spent over $100,000 on that education. You guys, I make more than my husband and I combined used to make. We're educated. We went to the University of Florida. I have a master's degree. My husband has 2 degrees from the University of Florida. And for me to tell you that anybody can do this, you don't have to be a healthcare provider, just by referring this amazing company with others, this video with others, you can create an income stream. It might just be $500 a month. It might be $500 a week. You really can do whatever you want to do here. I would encourage you to look at one of our family packs. They're also called business packs. Here's what blew me away. The most I could spend was $1,900. This business that now pays me more than any of the businesses my husband and I have ever started, I started for $1,900 and I ate what I purchased. And so definitely ask questions about that. If you come to a point in your life where you're like, I'm ready for an additional income stream. I don't know how I'm going to pay for my kids' college. I don't know how I'm going to get out of the debt that I'm in. This is a great way to do it. We have a whole system that teaches you exactly how to do it if that's the category you fall into. If you're just looking at products, please look at the Core Plus. You guys, to get started on this for around $270 is amazing. That's less than $10 a day for your body to get a jump start on nutrition. You could also, of course, start with the detox program. That's an amazing deal. Or at the very least, if you're just going to start with a little bit, whatever you do, don't say, I'm just going to get the cleanse. That's no good, my friends. Start with the Core 4. If you have to start low, start with the Core 4. it's worth it. I can promise you it's worth it. They have an amazing money back guarantee. Or of course you can mix and match. Get back to your friend, let them know what you're most interested in, and they will send you a link if they haven't already where you can go start shopping online today. You guys, I'm so thankful that I was given this opportunity, this education by my brothers back in 2008. It has changed my family's life forever. We've traveled the world, literally traveled to places that I never ever would have thought I could have gone. Bora Bora, Spain, France, Italy, on this company's dime, because it's their way of saying thank you so much for getting the information out. And what I'm even more proud of than that is that I've helped over 150 couples take all expense paid trips in the last year because I help you get the word out to others. And so if you're looking for a change, join us. If you're looking for an increase in business or an increase in income and a health change, join us. You cannot go wrong here. I'm so excited to hopefully get to meet you sometime soon. Get back to the person who invited you. Let them know what you're most interested. Please don't go into the witness protection program. They're sharing this with you because they care about you. They don't know if it's for you or not, but they are just reaching out and saying, hey, check this out. I think it might be something for you. And it just might change your life forever. Take care, you guys. I look forward to chatting with you. If you have questions, please ask whoever invited you to connect you with myself or one of our leaders so that we can answer your questions for you. Take care. Have a great day. God bless. Bye-bye.